Thanks, Michelle. Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me as your guest teacher. And I'd like to work a little bit with teachings on love from one of my favorite monks, Thich Nhat Hanh. He's so sweet. So, as a precursor to being able to love our neighbors and our loved ones, we need to have some cultivation of self-love. So I'd like to start in a heart-opening shape, if that is amenable to you. And one of my favorite ways to do that is to come into a supported fish with one block under the head, and then one block on, so this is probably at the medium level. So hotel, motel, holiday, motel, Holiday Inn. So this is probably at Holiday Inn level, the medium level. And then this one would be the lower level. If you really want, you can go hotel, Holiday Inn. But, you know, you do you. And then you can take your blanket and roll it up so that it's, you know, something like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. And just lay that on top of your blocks. Try not to let them slide down. And this lower block will hopefully land where your shoulder blades are. And you might have to adjust. Oh, that's really comfy. Okay. So come on down. And then once you get there, make any adjustments you need to. And then just let your shoulders wrap around your block and let your arms rest to the side, or maybe one hand or both over heart center. Yogi's choice. Either way, we're getting a nice heart opener. And then if you're comfortable here, just close your eyes and start to tune in. Tune into the surface beneath you. Notice what body parts are making contact with the floor. Notice the temperature of the air in your space. And just observe the sensation of the clothes against your skin. Notice any sounds you hear. Notice how many different sounds you can discern. And then begin to tune in to your own heartbeat. Just noticing, observing, tuning into that space, that nice open space. And then as you're ready, let's begin deepening the breath. So with the lips gently closed, invite a deeper than normal inhalation through the nostrils. Fill up. And then pause at the top of the inhalation. Just pause so you can notice how it feels to be full of breath. And then exhale through your nose slowly. Make it longer than the inhale. And then pause at the bottom, allowing all the air to leave, and just pause before you begin to breathe again. When you're ready, inhale. And pause when you feel full. And then slowly exhale, really slow. Release that air. Belly draws back down to the spine. Let it all go and pause at the bottom. Good, let's take one more together. Filling up completely. And then exhaling after a pause. And on the exhale, just let that pause happen before you begin again. Just take a few more at your own pace. And as you do, I'll just offer this self-love meditation from Teak. We're like on a first name basis here. So as you're tuning into that heart space, allow yourself to tune into that peaceful, happy, light sensibility that is in you, and think to yourself, may I be peaceful, happy, and light in body and spirit. May I be safe and free from injury. And may I be free from anger, afflictions, fear, and anxiety. That about covers it. Let's take one more breath again. Filling up completely. And then letting go of any fear, anxiety, or negativity that might be, rolling around. And just give yourself permission to be present here in every moment of this practice. And as you're ready, take one foot to the floor, roll to one side, and remove your props. Just kind of set them aside. You can keep them kind of close. Just set them aside and come on down to your back. Let your spine reset. And just take a moment here, maybe with one hand on heart, one hand on belly, and just feel your breath as you settle in to this shape, this Shavasana shape. And when you're ready, hug the right knee into the chest and gently draw your nose towards your knee. Good. Good. Inhale, extend, reach your arms up overhead. And exhale, take the left knee towards your nose towards your knee. Good. Inhale as you reach up, and exhale, take the right. We'll just move back and forth a couple of times, breath to movement. Good. Inhaling, we expand, reach, get long, maybe point your toes. And exhale, draw everything in. You can draw your belly to your spine. Just move with your breath. Good. Just gently warming up. Good. We'll take one more each side, and when you're complete, just reach your arms overhead. Give your back a little itty bitty arch, just a little one. Point your toes, get super long, and then wrap your arms around your knees, hug them in, and draw your nose towards your knees. Good. If you like, this can be kind of fun. I just want to make sure I don't cut my sound off before I do this. If you like, start to roll forward and back on your spine. If you come to your seat, come to your comfortable seat. And you might take your blanket and tuck it under your hips. Give yourself a little lift there. Kind of lets the spine elongate. And once you've joined me in Sukhasana, lengthen your spine, feel your tailbone pressing into the earth, and then feel the crown of the head reaching toward the sky. And then inhale, reach up, send your fingertips up to the sky, getting nice and long, and then draw the palms together right down to that heart center. Take a moment to bow to your own heart. And maybe there's an intention. Maybe it's an intention about a relationship. Could be the one with yourself or someone else. Create an intention for this practice, for this day. It's nice to have intentions. And when you're ready, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center, chin to chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, get long, reach up, and exhale, lean to the left. Good. Inhale, reach up, Frame your ears, and then exhale, gentle forward fold. So find the floor in front of you. Fingertips can come to the floor. And just check in with your back. Your chin can come down to your chest. And then as you roll up, one vertebra at a time, take your arms up, and we'll close at heart center. We'll take a couple more of those, just moving with our breath, getting the body warm. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lean. You can switch sides. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lean. Inhale, fingertips rise, spine gets long, and exhale, come forward. Maybe you walk a little farther forward, keeping those shoulders away from the ears. And when you're ready, roll on up, one vertebra at a time, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. One more. Move with your breath. Find that rhythm. The rhythm that suits you. Good. Roll up. Reach up for all the goodness. Draw it right on down to your heart center. And just pause here. Let your hands rest, palms face up. See if you can draw your shoulder blades together on your back. Find that nice expansive heart. Take a nice big breath and exhale it out. And then switch the cross of your legs. Let's give our hips equal time. Take your hands to the fronts of your knees or your shins. We're going to take some hip circles. And go whatever direction feels most natural to you this morning. And just kind of go slow so we don't get dizzy. Try to keep the glutes on the floor. And just check in with those hips. Check in with the outer hips. Good. And when that feels like you might be starting to get dizzy, just switch sides. Go the other way. Good. Excellent. If that feels good, take a couple more. But if you're ready, we're going to take our hands back behind us, fingertips pointing toward us. Place your feet on the floor and just rise up. We'll come into a reverse table. So it's another little opportunity to open your heart. So keep your shoulder blades drawing together. And if your neck feels really safe and good, take a gander up at the ceiling. Squeeze your glutes. Maybe lift a little bit higher. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Have a nice seat. We're going to take the arms out wide and wrap the left arm over the right. Give yourself a nice big hug. Take a big breath in. Really hug. Lots of self-love today. Why not? We need it. I need it. Open up and switch. Right arm over left. Nice big self-love hug. That's hard to say. Self-love hug. And then when you're ready, shake it out. Oh, I wonder if Mary does this with you. We did this in our other class. Shake your right hand right and left. Shake your left hand up and down. Don't worry, nobody can do it. Shake your left hand left and right. Shake your right hand up and down. Yeah. Now just let that go. Let that go. Come on up. We can place our blankets under our knees, especially if you have a wooden floor beneath you. Just protect your delicate knees. They are kind of delicate. Take your knees under your hips and your hands under your shoulders. Make sure to spread those fingers nice and wide, pressing into all the joints of the fingers, and the tops of the feet can be on the floor. You guys know. Let's do some cat-cow. So on the inhale, dip your belly, lift your gaze, lift your tailbone. And then on the exhale, slowly draw your belly into your spine as you round into that Halloween cat shape. And see if you can really press into the mat, press the mat away. Let the chin come down to the chest and just really stretch the upper back. When you're ready, switch your shape And just move with your breath. A nice long exhalation on that Halloween cat. Nice big breath in as you move into your cow shape. Good. Shine your heart. Take a couple more. Still just warming up, so only go to that point where you feel a nice sensation, no pain, especially if you're having any back pain. Just move slowly with your breath. Send the breath where it needs to go. I'm going to pause here. You keep going if it feels so nice. Sophie, shake it out. And then let your right hand stay where it is. Take your left arm, reach it up. See if you can follow it with your gaze. Open that shoulder. Maybe rotate your wrist while you're up there. Maybe take a shoulder roll. Little circle, little backstroke. And then when you're ready, slide that left hand underneath the right and come into your thread the needle. So this right arm can lift. You can do the same. You can rotate that wrist a little bit. Stretches in that left shoulder, upper back. Maybe take a shoulder circle here if you like while you're here. It's a twofer. And then on your next breath, take your right hand down to the floor. Sweep your left arm back up. Follow it. And then exhale it back down when you're ready. Sophie, shake it out. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale, right arm lifts. Maybe a circle of a wrist. Maybe a backstroke. And then when you're ready, slide it under your left hand. Come on down to your right temple. Lift that left arm up. Keep your hips nice and square. Good. Maybe you want to take a circle here or circle out the wrist. Good. Breathe in. Feel that nice stretch on the right upper back and shoulder. And breathe out as you take your left hand to the floor. Inhale the right arm up. Follow it with your gaze. And then exhale. Just allow the right hand to come down. Good. Let's take the knees wide, big toes touch, and sink the hips back, coming into a child's pose. So use any props that you need, maybe a block underneath your forehead, and just walk your hands forward. You can place your hands palms up or palms down, just whatever feels right. Allow yourself to breathe deeply in this reset pose. Just enjoy the breath. Good. Try to relax the back of the neck. Maybe roll your head from side to side. And on your next exhale, see if you can sink back just one more little bit. Soften, release. And then when you're ready, we're going to press the hands into the floor. Bring your knees under your hips again. You can tuck your toes for this. We're going to come into a heart opening posture, puppy pose. So fun. So walk your hands forward. Keep your hips over your knees as you sink your chest down. Now, here is a place you can tuck a block under your chin or your forehead. The idea is we are lowering our heart to the floor, so we're getting a stretch in our shoulders. You can place your forehead on the floor. Good. Just breathe here. I know this can be intense. We'll see if we can take 3 breaths here. If it feels really good, just play with it. If it does not, come out, come back to your table. Let's take one more breath together as we sink our heart toward the floor. It's a nice stretch for the upper back, right? And on your exhalation, slowly come forward. Take your hands under your shoulders. And with those toes tucked, just move your hands a little bit farther forward. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Press into all the joints of the fingers and the finger pad especially between the thumb and the pointer finger, right? And then slowly lift your hips up, coming into a downward facing dog. Good. Move your blanket out of the way if it's there. And then take a dog walk. Take your dog for a little walk. Bend one knee and then the other. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. Send your heels back toward the floor. And relax the back of the neck. Really relax. Good. Inhale as you lift your heels. And exhale, send your heels toward the floor. See if you can lift your hips a little bit higher. Good. Breathe in. And breathe out. When you're ready, look forward. Take a slow walk to the front of your mat. And I'll see you up here in a forward fold. So you can bend your knees as much as you like. Reach for your elbows. Shake your head yes and no. Just get used to this idea of forward fold. And this is our first time really, well, almost completely upside down. So just take your time coming out of this. So we're going to really press into our feet, keep that bend in the knees, and just take a really good long time to rise up and allow the vertebra to stack. You can take your arms out wide, reach up, look up if you're feeling steady. And then let the hands come down to heart center and just pause for a moment. Take a nice big breath, feel the breath moving into your hands. And then release, come into prayer. Mountain. We were in prayer. Now we're in mountain pose. Palms can face forward. Just find that mountain pose. Take your shoulders and loop them back. And then take a moment to feel your feet on the floor. You can lift and spread your toes and then press them into the mat. Really engaging the feet, engaging the legs. And notice if your chin's jutting forward, see if you can tuck it in. I felt like mine was. Good. Find that gazing point right in front of you. See if you can get steady here. Good. And then let's just go for it right now. Let's bring our weight into our left foot and come into standing half mountain. So hands can stay where they are. They can come to hips or heart. And just lift your right knee up towards your waist. Yeah, find a little balance there. Keep your drishti. You've got it. Good. Nice big breath in. And then lower it down. No sweat, right? Shake that out. Let your feet be under your hips. Lift and spread your toes. Let's just play with the other side. So come into your mountain, whatever you prefer. Hands at heart, hands down to the side. Bring your weight into your right foot. And then once you've got your drishti, your steady gazing point, lift that left knee up. And we're just observing here if there's one hip that is a little more amenable to balancing on one leg. So just good information for us, right? One leg will always be easier. When you're ready on your exhale, just lower down. Sophie, shake it out. All right, good. So with that information, armed with that self-love, that information, that's all about self-love, let's move a little bit more, continuing to move with our breath. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, swan dive forward. Keep that bend in your knee as much as you need to, both knees. Inhale, find your halfway lift. And exhale, fold. When you're ready, inhale, root to rise, reach up. Make a little teepee with your hands. So clasp them above your head and then clasp your fingers, except for the pointer fingers. Thumbs cross over one another, arms frame the ears, and just lean to one side. And practice keeping both feet equally pressing into the floor. Not so easy. One side always wants to kind of come with. Take a nice big breath in. Keep your gazing point. And bring your teepee back up to facing the sky. Notice what's going on with your shoulders. See if you can tuck them down the back. Good. Feel your feet grounding into the floor. Inhale, and exhale, lean to the left or the other side if you went the other way. Good. Find that stretch. Keep both feet as equally pressing into the floor as possible. And then inhale, reach up. Now looking forward, framing your ears, drawing those shoulders down the back. Think about looking up and maybe leaning back. A little back bend. You can press your hips forward. And just go to that place where it feels like a good stretch. And on your next exhale, come back up. Let your arms release. Shake it out. Good. We're going to continue flowing, moving with the breath. Inhale, reach up, sweep up, look up if you're feeling good. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold. Good. Inhale, find your halfway, hands to shins. And exhale, take your hands to the floor. Let's step back with the right foot this time. Good. So step all the way back. Find that nice runner's lunge. And you can rock forward and back a little bit if you like. Good. Just find your bearings. And then maybe you bring your blocks to either side of your left foot and come up on your fingertips and shine your heart. Yeah. Step one. And then see if you can reach up using the strength of your legs to rise up. Crescent lunge. Good, nice big breath. Yeah, find your gazing point. We're really testing our balance and our strength here. One more thing, we're going to take the arms and we're going to fly. So shining the heart, squeezing the shoulder blades together, take your fingertips and send them back behind you. So that left knee over the left ankle. Awesome, awesome. Good. When you're ready, hands come down to the blocks. Come down to your runner's lunge again. And we're going to think about this right foot meeting the left foot at the front of the mat. And once we've thought long and hard, just take a little step and come into your forward fold. So make your forward fold work for you. Maybe it's ragdoll, maybe it's hands reaching, peace fingers reaching for the big toe, but keep a generous bend in your knees to protect your back. Good. Breathe in and let it go. Excellent. When you're ready, come up halfway, lengthen your spine, and then exhale, hands can come to blocks or floor. Let's step back with the left leg, come into your low runner's lunge. You can come up on your fingertips, shine your heart. Maybe you rock forward a couple of times, forward and back. Just kind of get used to this idea. Really engage that right foot as you rise up to your crescent. Good. Send those fingertips reaching toward the sky, but keep those shoulders drawing down. Right knee over right ankle. Good. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, send your fingertips back and fly. Good. Leaning forward, shining the heart. Good. Beautiful. When you're ready, hands come back down to blocks or floor. Think about that left foot meeting the right. And then after being thoughtful, just step it forward and we'll meet in forward fold. Excellent. Maybe your knees are a little bit straighter here if your back's feeling like it's getting a little bit warmed up. So that'll make for a nice hamstring stretch. And when you're ready, root to rise. We'll come all the way up. Maybe look up if you're feeling really good. Let the palms meet and then draw hands to heart center. Take a nice breath here. Allow the shoulders to release. Allow the hands to release. And find that drishti. I've got this spot right in front of me. It's on the top of my lamp. It doesn't seem to be moving. So I'm going to keep my gaze there and then come up on my toes. See if you can come up on your tippy toes. Yeah, and just balance here. Keep your gazing point. And then see what happens if you sink down into a chair. Yeah, reach your arms up. So if you come out, just come back. Keep your gaze at that steady object. And then we'll come into a drinking bird. So same thing as we were in our crescents. Just send your arms back, fingertips reaching back, shining the heart. Good. Staying up on the toes as you are able. Excellent. And then lower down. Regular chair. Just reach down with your heels. And then slowly pour forward. Let your fingertips come to the floor. Straighten your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. We'll step back with our right leg. Bring your fingertips to blocks or floor. Let's take one more runner's lunge. And then use the strength of our legs, moving a little faster. Come on up. Find your crescent. Good. Inhale and exhale, fly. You've got this. Really good. See if you can shine your heart a little more. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Excellent. And then when you're ready, right hand comes to the inside of that left foot. Sweep your left arm up. Take a twist. Good. Breathe in. And breathe out. Left hand lowers. Think about the right foot stepping up to meet the left. And then we'll do it. We'll rise up, coming right into our chair. And then come on up. Find your drishti. Lift your heels. And then drinking bird. Send your wobbly self. I'm wobbling. I'm sure you're not. Send your arms back and fly. Good. Excellent. When you're ready, reach up. Give yourself that little back bend. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Oh, it's going to feel so good to stretch our legs. I promise. Good. When you're ready, one more side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend your knees. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen the spine. And then exhale, fingertips to floor or blocks. Step the left foot back. Find your nice long runner's lunge. Feel that beautiful stretch in the left leg. And then when you're ready, come up to your fingertips, root to rise into your crescent. You've got this. Draw those pinkies toward one another, shoulders down the back. And on your exhale, fly, shine your heart. You've got it. Beautiful. One more breath, gazing forward. And then exhale, take the left hand to the inside of the right foot. Take a nice juicy twist. Always the option to take a shoulder circle if that serves you. Good. When you're ready, fingertips come to frame the right foot. Think about that left foot stepping forward. So strong. And then come on up into your chair. Sink your hips down a little bit more. See how it feels. Good. And then maybe lift those heels. Find your drishti. Yeah, don't look at me. I'm wobbling a little bit. Good. Breathe in. I mean, look at me and then look away. You know what I'm saying? And then breathe out. Forward fold. Take a rest. Whew, that was good. Good. Reach out. Reach the forehead toward the floor and just shake it out. Yes and no. And take a big breath in. Come up halfway. Then bring hands to hips. And rise up all the way. And then take a big giant step so you're facing the screen. And then bring your legs wide, your toes face forward. You can take your heels out ever so slightly. Take a nice shoulder roll. Maybe hands come to hip or maybe you clasp them behind you. We're going to come forward to a flat back to start. Good. So nice long line from tailbone to crown. Notice how it feels here. And then when you're ready, bring your fingertips to the floor or blocks. And maybe you lower your hands to the floor and walk them back to be in alignment with your feet. Let your head hang. Another opportunity to be upside down, to bring that oxygen to the brain and the face, giving us that lovely rosy glow. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. When you're ready, come back up halfway. Take a big breath in and then bend your right knee, walk your hands over to the right. Good. Take an exhale, walk your hands over to the left. Excellent. Take one more pass each way. Good. And then come back to center. We're going to take a halfway lift. Bring your heels in, your toes in, your heels in, your toes in, heels in and toes in, and then slowly roll up. One vertebra at a time. You can keep the chin on the chest until you rise up. Allow the shoulders to roll back and down and find your mountain pose again. Good. We've come so far. See if you can take a little pause, maybe with hands at heart center, and just feel the energy moving in your entire body. Notice where you feel it. Maybe close your eyes if you're feeling balanced. And just notice. Good. Take a nice breath in. Blink your eyes to open if they're closed. And then find something in front of you that is fixed, static, not moving. And then bring your weight into your left foot and externally rotate your right. We'll come into tree pose. So hands can be lots of different places for tree pose. If you feel really steady with them on your hips, fine. You can bring them to heart center or prayer. Or perhaps you want to reach down and draw that foot to the inner thigh of the opposite leg. And then press leg into foot, foot into leg. Maybe, if you want to keep going, take your branches and grow them. Keeping that drishti, keeping that steady gazing point. Breath steady. We already let go of fear. There's no fear, right? Be a tree. Be a fearless tree. Shake out any old leaves. Let go of things that no longer serve you. And then slowly lower down. Yeah, take some ankle circles. And we'll try it on the other side. So hips about hips. Hips, feet width. Feet hip width. Lift and spread your toes. Engage with the floor. Find your mountain. Shoulders roll back. Find your drishti, that steady gazing point. Yeah. Feel really solid before you bring your weight into your right foot. And notice if this is the hip that is a little more resistant to balance, just notice it. So it might be challenging, it might not. Take that left leg, bring it externally rotated. Yeah, bring that left heel into the ankle. Decide where your hands will rest for your tree pose. Maybe this is where you are for this side, if this side is more challenging. Or maybe you want to really go for it. Whatever you do, keep your steady gaze. Grow your branches if you like. Try to press equally into your foot and leg. Try to create some balance there. And maybe even smile as you drop those leaves. Yeah, it's like cleaning out a closet. Just release those dead leaves. And then hands come to heart center as you draw that leg back, forward, and then circle it out. Good. So good. So much self-love. Let's bring our feet a little wider than hip width. And if your knees will accommodate a squat, if you know they won't, just come down to your seat. But if you like coming down into this squat, you can even take a block and tuck it under your hips. So nice. And then take your elbows to the insides of your legs and press your legs into your elbows, legs into your upper arms, arms into your legs. And then shine your heart here. Yeah. If you don't want to block under there, just see if you can hang out here for a little bit. We'll take one more breath. Such a good stretch. And then lower down, come to a seat. Good. Bring your feet into Baddha Konasana. So draw those feet together. Let's bring them really close in. And let's use our blocks to prop ourselves up. Shine your heart. Nice puffy chest. Shoulders draw back. Take a big breath in, fill up. And then on your exhale, just round forward. Bring the chin to the chest. And allow that back, your back, to round forward. Shoulders round forward, chin to chest. Just relax the neck, the back of the neck. Let's take 5 breaths here, 5 rounds of nice, solid, deep breaths. Maybe incorporate that pause at the top and the bottom. Just really settle in. Notice where you might be resisting. See if you can use the breath to relax into this shape. Good. Excellent. Take 2 more. 2 more long, luxurious breaths. Make them reach nooks and crannies you may not have been getting to. See if you can fill up completely. And then let go completely. Excellent. On the next exhale, slowly stack your vertebrae. Just come on up. And then take a hold of the sides of your legs. Just draw them in. And see if you can get your heels really close to your body and give yourself a nice hug. Really shine the heart. Take a gander up. And then bring your chin back parallel with the earth. Move your blocks out of the way. And then we're going to take the right foot, draw it in, and take the left foot, draw it over that bent leg. Always the option to keep the right leg straight and give yourself a hug here. So left hand goes behind. And see if you can keep that left hip pressing toward the floor as you lift your spine, reaching that crown of the head toward the heavens and gazing toward that left shoulder. Good, nice big breath. And as you exhale, maybe swallow in your throat. See if that releases a little tension in the neck, and see if you can twist a little more from that right rib cage. Just a gentle twist. Don't go too far so that your neck feels strained or you're, doing anything funky with your jaw. Just breathe through it. Take one more big breath. Maybe lift and lengthen one more time. And then use your exhale to slowly unwind. No ricochets, just slowly unwind. And we'll switch sides. Let's take a nice stretch on this other side. Right leg goes over left. Always the option to straighten this left leg. Place the right hand on the floor. Let it help you lift nice and tall. And give yourself that hug. Right hip stays on the floor, and twist toward the right. Good, nice big breath. Exhale as you twist. Good, one more breath in. And slowly unwind. Excellent. Take your legs, just extend them, and then slowly bring them back lengthwise on your mat. And then let's take our arms forward, draw them into, so the shoulders are plugging in, right? And then just lean back a little bit, so much that you notice your abs. Keep that shiny heart, and maybe you lift your legs up off the floor, or maybe you keep your toes on the floor. Lots of options here. You can always straighten your legs. Yeah, just come into a brief foray into boat. Draw the belly into the spine. If you're wobbling, if you're, shaking is what I'm saying, not wobbling, shaking. So am I. So I can't even say it. Good. Breathe in. Shine your heart. Breathe out. Here we go. One more breath. We got this. And then see if you can lower down super slow. See how slow can you go? Oh yeah. Land ever so gracefully on the floor. And take a nice big body, full body stretch. Reaching arms overhead, pointing your toes, little arch in the back. Good. And then hopefully your strap is close by. If you don't have a strap, no problem. You can do this without a strap. But we're going to get a nice stretch of our legs and hips. So if you have a strap, place it over the meaty part of your right foot. And then lift the leg. If you don't, just simply hold on to your calf, your shin. And then just, if you're holding your strap, try not to have a death grip. Just try to hold lightly. And then give yourself the resistance that is enjoyable. So maybe your elbows come down to the floor to rest and your shoulders snuggle under you. And then see if you can press that heel toward the ceiling and just enjoy this hamstring stretch for one more full round of breath, including the pauses. Not to forget the pauses. And when you're ready, take the strap in your right hand, release your left arm out to the side, and then open up that leg. You can take your gaze in the opposite direction, but keep pressing the right heel forward, keeping that left hip on the floor as much as possible. Take a nice big breath, include the pause, and as you exhale, bring that leg back up, take it into the left hand, cross it over, and turn your gaze in the opposite direction. Release the right hand out to the side. Both shoulders on the floor. This time the right hip is lifting, but keep that heel of the right foot pressing forward. You've got this. One more breath in. And as you exhale, come on back. Maybe take one more hamstring stretch. Really enjoy it. And then gently release your strap and just let this leg kind of float down. Yeah, let it release to the floor. And then take a moment to appreciate right and left side. Yeah, there might be a different sensation. So let's give the left side the same kind of love. Take your strap or your hands to your shin or your calf. And then press that heel up toward the ceiling. Let your hands slide down your strap if you like. Snuggle the shoulders and press the heel up. Good, breathe here. Nice big breath as you find that resistance that feels really good. A little bit of resistance is always good for growth, right? One more breath, shine the heart, fill up, and exhale, take the strap into your left hand, release your right arm, and send that leg out to the right. Right hip to the left, sorry, left. Right hip stays on the floor. Keep pressing that heel out as you take your gaze toward the right. Good, breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Take another breath in, include the pause. Don't forget the pause. And then draw that leg back up, and we'll switch hands. So strap goes in the right, left arm reaches. Send that leg across the body and press the heel forward. Good. Keep your breath. Keep your calm. Keep your cool. You can even close your eyes. Take one more big breath. And when you're ready, draw that leg back up to center. Maybe one more hamstring stretch. And then gently release the strap. Place it aside as you float that leg down to the floor and just, yeah, that's good. Maybe you'd like to gather your knees up into your chest and give yourself another big hug. Maybe you'd like to rock from side to side, or my favorite, take some knee circles. Yeah, massage out that sacrum. Good. Excellent. Hug the knees in one more time. And then if there's any favorite shape, maybe it's legs up, maybe it's a bridge, maybe it's a happy baby, find that very last shape that would give you that feeling as though you're just loving yourself. So happy baby is always lovely. Then take a moment in your final shape, for this practice anyway, and appreciate how far you've been. And then when you're ready, slowly come out and down to your back. And maybe you take your blanket and you cover up. Maybe you you roll it up like so and place it over your belly. That's one of my favorite. Or roll it up just a little bit and place it under your neck. So find what makes you feel the most loved and do that. And then just allow your eyes to close. Feel your body in this Shavasana shape. And just be present here. Just be present to yourself for just a moment. Allow yourself to rest and allow your practice to integrate. And you don't have to move at all, but I do suggest you take one hand or both and place it over your heart. And as we started with a self-love mantra from Thich Nhat Hanh, may I be peaceful, happy, and light in body and spirit. May I be safe and free from injury. May I be free from anger, afflictions, fear, and anxiety. That was for us. So now, as we are meditating, call to mind someone who is easy to love. Someone maybe in your family, or a pet, or a baby. Someone who's just easy to love. And with your hand over your heart, think, may he or she be peaceful, happy, and light in body and spirit. May he, she, they be safe and free from injury. May he, she, they be free from anger, afflictions, fear, and anxiety. And with that same hand over the heart, with that love generating outward, think of someone who is a little more difficult to love. And honor them by thinking, may they be peaceful, happy, and light in body and spirit. May they be safe and free from injury. May they be free from anger, afflictions, fear, and anxiety. And just take a moment to let that go with your hand or hands over your heart. Just send some self-love, some peace, or maybe revisit your intention for this practice. Sealing it into the heart space, honoring yourself for showing up. And then I'm going to suggest that we end this practice here and just stay right where we are. You don't even have to turn your computer off if you're not ready. And just continue to allow yourself to, absorb the good vibes from the practice, all the good work you've done. And thank you so much for having me. I'm reaching up for all of you, for all the goodness, drawing my hands down to my heart for you. And I bow to you. Thank you so much for showing up, for practicing, and for practicing this mindful, loving kindness meditation with me. Namaste, my friends.
Thank you, Connie. It's a lovely practice.
Thank you. Thank you.